Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Once a patient went to a doctor and he told his problems. This is what is happening. What is this? So the doctor gave the name of the disease. Very long name. And then the patient said, so what? He said, I don't know. Simply naming the disease is not the cure for the disease, number one. Then he went to the second doctor and he said, this is the problem, and earlier doctor told me this is the diagnosis. So he said, yes, he is right. Then give me something. Yes, I can tell you. You take this medicine. Where it is available? No, it is not available. When the medicine is not available, how can I take? That's your problem. See, in the same manner, we are told the problems of our life. They are named. The problem of our life is samsara. We are all suffering from samsaritis. Itis means those who are working in IT and therefore they are miserable. It's called itis, samsaritis. So, we are all suffering from this samsaritis. Diagnosis is done. Now what is the medicine? If we are told something impossible, see, what is something impossible? In some place there was a very humid and hot climate. So many bed bugs happened to be in the house. So this person went to the expert and said, hey, there are too many bed bugs, what do I do? He said, I'll give you medicine. Open the mouth of every bed bug and put one drop. They will die. See, all impossibilities. In the same manner, we are all suffering from samsaritis. Is there any way out of it? Or only condemning somebody is very easy? See? Telling that you are wrong is very good. Like a social worker. You know who is a social worker? Who are individually failures in their life, therefore they want to destroy the society and therefore they get into social work. See? So this social worker, she was going and saw one poor man eating the leftover dried black kind of bread. So she went, hey, don't eat that. It's not good nutritionally. Throw it away. So he threw it away. Okay, madam, now what do I eat? That is your problem. See, at least earlier he had something to eat that you had taken away and you are not giving a substitute. In the same manner, we are all in this samsara. And we are told you are suffering from samsara, it is give up the samsara. Okay, we are given up. What next? See, it is here the instruction from the scriptures come. What is the meaning of spiritual practice? See, friends, there are 4 things to be sorted out if we are walking the spiritual path. Number 1, clarity about our identity as to who we are. Second thing, what is the meaning of this world? When we say the world is too much for me, means what? Are the 5 great elements too much? Are the sense organs too much? What is the meaning of the world is too much for me? So, world. Third is, who is this element called as God? all the time frightening. If you do this thing, God will send you to hell. And the person is frightened. One day I was frightened like that. That if you don't believe, you will go to hell. I said, I asked that man who told me this. This happened in US. I said, where will you go? He said, of course I will go to heaven. I said, if you are going to heaven, I am not going to come there. You will trouble me there also. Can hell exist independent of God? If hell can exist independent of God, then hell is superior than God. See? So, what is the meaning of this God, God, God? Is he a tyrant, frightening and punishing there? Who is this God? So, 3 points. What is our identity? What is the world? And who is the God? 4th one, and the most important one for all of us. What is the meaning of spiritual practice? See, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, under the disguise of the spiritual practice, how many varieties are available? See, first, we have to torture ourselves, Agre vanni prishte bhano ratrau chubuk samarpita jano. During the summer days, keep fire all around and torture yourself. In the winter days, remove the clothes, stand in the cold Ganges water. And what is happening? Spiritual practice. See? Some people sleep on the thorn beds, tapasya. There was one very good cartoon I saw in Times of India. In Nasik Kumbh Mela, there were 2 persons who were sleeping on the thorn bed. And one person was looking here and there, got down from the thorn bed. So the other person, what are you doing? He said, I am trying to see how can I fix a mosquito net. You are sleeping on a thorn bed, but mosquitoes are troubling you. Spiritual practice. So, torturing is not spiritual practice. Then, second thing is, we go to the holy places for pilgrimage. Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam. We go to the holy places and do some charity. Break that 100 rupees note into 10 paisa coins and have the bag, and the people are sitting there in a queue. Go on giving 10. See? Why? This is spirituality. Or else we go to the holy places and complain how the places are not clean, how the pandits, they are, cheats, and how there are thieves. You leave the shoes outside, you come back from the temple, you are liberated. This is not spiritual practice. What is the hurry? When the time comes, God will take care. And therefore we keep on waiting for the right time to come. And where do we end? Angam galitam palitam mundam dashana vihinam jatam tundam vruddho yati gruhitva dandam tadapina munchati asha pindam. All the limbs are hanging. There is a total deforestation. All the teeth have gone. And to walk we require the third leg. And yet you ask that person, so what do you want? If I can get nice idli sambar, I'll be very happy. See? Whole life is only spent in fulfilling desires. As a result, for us spirituality is one of the means to fulfill our desires. The real meaning of spiritual life is rising above the desires, not fulfilling the desires. Whenever we have zero desires, then only we experience bliss. For example, in deep sleep, no desires. Why no desires? Because we are nobody. Somebody will have some desires, nobody will have no desires. See? If I am a wife, now this wife is somebody. So this somebody will have a desire. See, other people's husbands are so nice, my husband is like that. Desire. See? If I am a mother, then desire. My children should be like this thing. Oh God, please see, although they are not studied, yet they should pass. Spirituality. Therefore, the real meaning of spiritual life is not fulfilling our desires, but going beyond the influence of the desires. And when we go beyond the influence of the desires, we stop becoming anybody. And when we stop becoming anybody, we stop doing anything. But this disease of doing something goes so deep in our system, then we do meditation. And when we do meditation, the meditator is born. And what is the meditation? There should not be any thoughts. Stop thinking. Then how to begin? Switch off the lights first. Why? So that the student and the teacher both can sleep. See, friends, that is not meditation. Because somebody is doing. The problem is not of the world. The problem is of Mr. I. Vedanta tells us freedom from I is the real freedom. What we do in deep sleep, we have freedom from I. Because there we are nobody. So when we are able to understand this is the meaning of spiritual practice, then alone we will be going in the right direction. Otherwise our meditation is like a blind man was searching for a black rat in a dark room where the rat was not there. So what will be his status? That is our meditation. See, friends. Therefore, to get out of this samsara disease, the teacher told us, Vitteshu nityabhiniveshta cheta vidvansha dosham paravitta hartuhu pratyeha chathapyata jitendriyasta dashanta kamo harate kutumbi. Although knowing very well, if we take away somebody's things, we don't go unnoticed. In this world we suffer as well as hereafter. Knowing this very well, yet we get into it. You know, this is the question asked by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter. Atha kena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojita. See? Oh Lord, kindly tell us, although knowing well that I am not going the right way, I am doing something wrong, and yet I do. Why this happens? Kindly tell. Who is forcing me to go the wrong way? There the Lord explains, Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhavaha maha ashanaha maha papma vidhe namiha vairinam. It is the desire alias anger. When we are under the influence of the desires, then we can go to any extent. And what are the desires? Maha ashanaha. Desires can never be fulfilled. It is something like, to put off the fire, we go on adding fuel in that. as it can never stop in the same manner. Desires can never be conquered by fulfilling the desires. And when the desires are there, there are two options. Number one, desires are fulfilled. Number two, desires are not fulfilled. When the desires are fulfilled, greed develops. And when desires are not fulfilled, anger develops. So the desire either leads to the greed or to the anger. And whenever there is greed or anger overpowering us, we lose the sense of proportion. Therefore, toward the end of this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna tells, Trividham narakas sedam dwaram nashanam atmanaha kama krodhas tatha lobhaha tasmad etat trayam tyajet. The gateways to the hell are three. Kama, the desire, krodha, the anger, and lobha, the greed. So those who are following only this as the purpose of their life, even through going to the temple and doing meditation, etc., they are preparing to enter the hell. And these are the three gateways to hell. One child in a school, I was talking on this, question answer. One child, sir, yes. Why there are three gateways to the hell? I said, because there is a lot of rush, therefore three counters. Then how many are there for the heaven? Only one. See, even then there is nobody there. So all our life, if we want to analyze what we have done, we have only tried to fulfill our desires, and yet we have not learned. Therefore, Dashanta Kamo Harate Kutumbi, and this is how these uncontrolled desires are destroying our life, and we become disgusted towards the end. Now, yato na kaschit kvacha kutra chidva dina svamatmanam malam samartaha vimochitum kamadrusha vihara krida mrugo yan nigado visargaha. See? Why one gets married? Young boy, nicely educated, good health, everything is there, freedom is there. But he starts thinking, what a life without a wife. And then, like yesterday we went to that seaside, they were, throwing the bait and catching the fish. So, our mind is throwing the bait. And then we are caught up. Without you I cannot live, my darling, my honey, my sticky one. This way of calling the wives or girlfriends as honey, I could never understand. Maybe they are too sticky. One not much English educated girl from UP, he was married to someone in Canada, Indian boy, and his boy was there for many years, and this girl didn't know much of English. So when he'll come from his work, he'll say, honey, how are you? And she hardly knew English, so he only talking in Hindi. So when I was there, she asked me, Hamidi, whenever my husband comes, he calls me honey. What is the meaning of honey? So I said, I will show you. This is honey. Oh God, this is what he calls me. Now I don't want that. Then what should I call him? I said, I'll tell you, but don't tell my name. Okay. So when he calls you, hi honey, how are you? You tell, oh my dear chewing gum, I'm perfectly all right. We get lost. Without you, life is impossible. See, what a life without a wife. After a few months or few weeks or few days, what a life because of the wife. See? Therefore, these are all our mental projections. So, yato na kvachit kvachakutra chidva dinaha swamatmalam amalam samartaha. Although one is capable of leading a beautiful, independent, confident, creative, meaningful life, yet one falls prey to the mental projections. Here I will tell you the two aspects of mind. One aspect is the healthy aspect of mind. Second is the habitual aspect of mind. For example, when we look at something, unless the mind is behind the eyes, we don't look, is it not? So I look at somebody, I look at her. And if I stop here, no problem. But after looking at her, then the mind starts projecting. And the projection creates an illusion as somebody is good, somebody is bad. Somebody is useful, somebody is a nuisance. Somebody is required, somebody is not required. Somebody I love, somebody I hate. These are merely the projections of the mind. They have no value. See? Yesterday we went to that old clothes shop. What is that shop? Anglican Opportunity.
Opportunity shop.
Anglican Opportunity. I said, what is this? I have never seen. So let me have some opportunity. So we went to see that. And they're all useless, thrown away things are collected together. So, object is, let us take a pant. The owner has seen that object, oh, it's useless, throw it away. It goes to the shop, hangs there. Another person goes, looks at the same object. Oh, what a lovely. What a fool that mind must be who has thrown it, such an expensive thing, for 30 cents. Oh, let me get it. Object remains the same. Perceptions are different depending upon our ability to project. After projection only, we are caught up in our own projections. If the projection is positive, we are attached. If the projection is negative, we repel. And this is how the samsara begins. Let our mind be like the mirror. Reflect everything perfectly. But no reaction. Will the mind ever say, when a beautiful girl, Miss Universe, stands before the mirror, will the mirror say, honey, kindly wait for a little more time, please, don't go? And when a useless fellow like me goes and stands before the mirror, hey, come on, get out, next one. See? No. With that way, when we take our life in that stride, then the world is not a problem. Now the question is, what is the reason the mind does this trick? Be very attentive, it's a very subtle point. Nobody wants one's death. So is the case with the mind. Mind doesn't want to die. So what we do for living, we eat food. So what is the food the mind eats? Past memories. Open the fridge. Take the leftovers. Then the future worries. Open the microwave. So fridge is the past, microwave is the future. So we bring from here, put into the microwave, take it down and eat, and then we are happy. In the same manner, mind is either busy with the past memories, or the mind is busy with the future worries and projections and imaginations and projects. And this is how the mind avoids to remain in the present. When the mind lives only in the present, the mind dies. And that creates an element of fear in the mind. Therefore, many people, when they sit for meditation, after some time, they start breaking the joints. Now, who told you to break the joints? Why? Fear. Suppose I sit like this thing, start levitating, what will happen? Depends where you are. If you are right below the fan and the fan is moving, if you are below the tree, you will go and hang there like a fruit. And if you are directly below the sky, you will merge in the infinite. These are all the projections of the mind creating fear. Just observe this. Stop your past, that is what we tell you in meditation. Remain as nobody. Nobody means the one who has no past. Because who is somebody? Somebody is nothing but the summation of the total past. What we talk in our life is nothing but the total past and future plans. You stop your total past and no future plans. In the present, you are nobody. Then you are happy. See, therefore, this projection aspect of the mind is detrimental. Bhagavad Gita says, Shariram kevalam karma kurvan napnoti kilbisham. When we are hungry, the desire for food comes. Desire for food will not create samsara or sin or merit. But when we are hungry, then I want a particular type of food. If I don't get that food, I am not going to eat. From here onwards, the samsara begins. See, friends. Therefore, samarthaha api, although we are capable, yet because of the projections of the mind, we become deena. Swam atmanam amalam samarthaha. We consider ourselves, no, I am incomplete without the wife, and therefore I have to get married, or I want a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or I should have a soul mate for doing meditation. When the soul will go, the mate will remain without the soul. Like the shoe, sole is worn out and only the upper portion is there. That is not spiritual life. So, what is to be done? Vimochitum kamadrusham vihara krida mrugo jan nigado visargaha. Then we become so much dependent on each other. The man cannot live without a wife and the wife cannot live without a man, and they are living together for constant fighting. This is how the time passes. Therefore, friends, live in this world in such a manner that our independence is intact. And what is independence? Independence is not running away from the responsibilities of life, but leading the life responsibly and in such a manner that as we have responsibility towards our dependents, as we have responsibility towards the society, so much also we have responsibility towards ourselves. See, uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet. We are in this world for spiritual evolution. All other things can wait. This cannot wait. And this is not done, then we are, like here the words used by the teacher, vihara krida mrugo. Like, such people, they become the pets in the hands of their things that they like. So the husband is a pet in the hand of the wife is a pet in the hand of the husband, the children are the pets in the hand of the parents, and in this manner our dependence becomes the only definition of our life. Then, as a result, what is to be done? The teacher says, Tato vidurat parivritya bandho janeshu sangam vishayatmakeshu upeta narayana madhidevam samukta sangayriti shopavargaha. Therefore, tato vidurat parivritya bandho, oh dear friend, oh dear brother, keep away the world from you. Don't get too much involved in this world. See, How do we get involved in this world? Number one, we have opinions. Number two, we have evaluations. Number three, we have labels. Number four, we have utility associated. Number five, we have suggestions. See? Whenever we use these five principles, we have taken the world to be real. See? So, how should be our attitude toward the world? One example I will give you. The other day I went to some place in Gujarat and they called me, Swamiji, 5 o'clock is satsang. So I reached there 5 o'clock. And there were about 10 people and nobody, the whole hall was empty. I said, should we start? No, Swamiji, satsang is at 6 o'clock. I said, but you told me 5 o'clock. No, actually so that we can spend some time with you. Therefore we told you. I said, oh, very good. Then I asked, I said, hey, who is that Honda car? I want to see one gadget in that car. Swami, it is mine. I said, take your key and let us open. I said, the rest of you can sit here. I'll just come in 2 minutes. And then I said, now start the car. We went out of the compound. I said, let's go to some nearby temple. But Swamiji, I said, you listen to me. No, Swamiji. So we went to the temple, Shiva temple, evening time. I was standing before Lord Shiva. Sun was behind me. My shadow straight away landed on the Shivalinga. Will I feel how lucky the shadow is, directly touching the Shivalinga and I am standing away. Thereafter, when I went in the compound, sun is the same, I am the same, shadow also the same. And that time one doggy came. In India we have got free dogs. Real freedom, if you want to see, go to India. You people have got illusion that you have got freedom. So, one free dog came. And then, what he did there, he immediately lifted his leg. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. So when he did that Abhishek on my shadow, will I feel bad? Because to that shadow, I don't give the status of reality. Therefore, it is neither good nor bad. We don't compare, don't evaluate, don't label in the same manner. Whenever we give importance of reality to this world, then only we get involved. See, come to cognize this. I don't know what you think all the time. My thinking, I'll tell you. My thinking goes this way. When in the dream I was a Mahatma, after the dream was over, where the Mahatma had gone and where from he had come. Then the second dream. I was a beggar, and when the dream was over, where the beggar has gone and where from he has come. See. There was a teacher who got up in the morning, all disciples around. He started crying. So the disciple said, sir, why are you crying? I am crying because I had a very bad dream. And therefore I am crying. Sir, you taught us dreams are illusions, they are not real. Why are you crying? But the dream was very, very bad. I dreamed that I am a butterfly. Anyway, it was just a dream, sir. Get up now, you have to take the Upanishad class for us. No, I cannot bear such a bad dream. But you told us, sir, it is just a dream, not real. He said, let me complete my words. He said, my question is, whether I, your Guru, dream that I am a butterfly, or is the butterfly dreaming that I am your Guru? This is my problem. Who is real? As for every dream, there is a fresh, separate, independent dreamer. It is equally true, my dear. For every waking experience, there is a separate waker. Yesterday's waker and today's waker cannot be the same. If you can digest this, then you are on the right track. Find out the continuity that we experience. Is it the continuity of the body, or is it a continuity of the embodied, or is it a continuity of the flickers of Mr. Waker appearing every time? Who is the real one? Think. Therefore, Kridam tato vidurat parivritya bandho janeshu sangam vishayatmakeshu. So all those things and all those who are extremely extrovert, keep away, keep away. How we get involved? First by direct involvement, second by complaining, evaluating, condemning them. Both way we get involved. It's not only we get involved by going to the pub and the drinking booths. We also get involved by evaluating and condemning them. Because that object is still real for us. See, friends. Therefore, Janeshu Sangam Vishayatmakeshu Durat Parivritya. Keep them away at a distance. You know, one of the simple technique I'll tell you which I follow. Never get involved in any discussion with anybody on any topic at any time for any reason. Never get involved. No discussions. That is why, when somebody asks me something, I put these two conditions. No discussions, no arguments. Because arguments are never conclusive. You put one argument, other counter argument will come, third will come, fourth will come. It has no end. Therefore, keep away from the world means agree immediately if you want to disagree with somebody. Suppose somebody says, this is a donkey and he is showing you a horse. Now to that person who doesn't know the difference between donkey and a horse, to fight with him is you become a donkey and he becomes a horse. So what is to be done? Yes, they are right. It is a folly to be wise among the fools. There was one wise man and there were 3-4 other wise men. And they were fighting with each other, arguing. So the wise man was going and he saw they were arguing. So these people said, hey, you come here. Please solve our problem. What is that? See, this is a snake, but this fellow doesn't agree. The second person says, this is not a snake, this is the garland. But this fellow doesn't agree. The third person says, this is a crack in the soil. It is neither a snake nor a garland. But these two fellows don't agree. The fourth one said, no, these three are wrong. It is only a wooden stick which is lying over here. But they don't agree. And the wise man saw it is a rope. It is none of the 4 options. What he will have to tell me. He will have to tell, Mr. Snake, you are wrong. Mr. Garland, you are wrong. Mr. Crack in the soil, you are wrong. Mr. Wooden Stick, you are wrong. When you tell all the 4 of them wrong, they will unite together and destroy you. Do you think we majority are fools? But we don't know this truth. Majority is always the fools. That is why in democracy, fools rule the wise. See, friends, that time what the wise man should do? He should find out some way to escape. That's the only way. There is no point in discussing with anything on any issue. See, like many controversies are there everywhere. So, why did I don't know, I didn't create this world. You ask the God, I don't know why I did it like that. Keep cool. Otherwise, we destroy our life. So, Janeshu Sangam Vishayatmakeshu, then what is to be done? Now be attentive. If you want to take the water on the top of your building, it is going against the law of gravity, is it not? So what do? We apply a pressure pump and then the water column will rise and fall in the tank. But we being holy people, the pipe is also very holy. And whatever pressure we apply, the water goes out from the hose and it doesn't reach there. Then we complain. See, I am doing so much of effort, so much of sadhana, but nothing is happening. What is the reason? You are holy, therefore. The holes that we have are the 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action. Our energy is constantly dissipating through the worldly things and beings. The eyes are running after the colors and form, the ears are running after listening to one's praise and condemnation of others. I am not happy to hear that I am better than her. I am not happy with that. I want to hear further. Not only I am better than her, but she is bad. See? How much we are the slaves of our sense organs. And therefore, we may put any effort, they are null and void. Therefore, here the teacher says, Upeta Narayanamadi Devam. Why we are not able to remain one with our essential nature? Because Kathopanishad, Paranchikhani Vetruna Swayambhu, Tasmat Paran Pashyati Nantaratman, Kaschid Dhiraha, Pratyagatmanamaikshat, Avrutta Chakshuhu, Amrutatvamichat. By default, we are all extrovert. Suppose this girl goes and stands near the window. What we will ask? Hey, what are you seeing outside? And if she says, no, I am not seeing outside, from there I am seeing inside. Will anybody believe? When we go to the window, we don't go to the window to see inside the house. We go to see outside the house. In the same manner, our senses are the windows to our personality. So when we come and sit in our eyes, we will be looking outside. When we come and sit in our ears, we want to hear the things. Therefore, Avrutta Chakshuhu, he who has closed all the windows, there is nothing to see or experience in this world. We all know experience of. We don't know only experience without the of. Experience of colors and forms, experience of the sounds, experience of joy, experience of sorrows, experience of understanding, experience of success, experience of failure. But is there a possibility only experience? J. Krishnamurti calls it as objectless awareness. And if this does not happen, then we struggle. So meditation is a torture. See, meditation is nothing but a silent suffering collectively in the darkness, in the presence of the teacher, because the teacher is also suffering. Parasparam bhavayantaha shreya param vapsat. Therefore, here the teacher says, Upeta Narayanam Adidevam, come back to your own self. Adidevam, where from everything begins. See, if you are asked a question, you stand in an open area, and if you are asked question, how deep is in front of you the space? How deep is the space? What is the reply? I don't know. How deep is the space above our head? Reply. See? Similarly, time. How much is the past before this moment? What we hear, in the scientific magazines, the earth was created 283 billion trillion years. What exactly we understand? We can understand half an hour, 1 year, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years, 200 years, 1000 years, 10,000 years. Beyond that, as the figure starts increasing, mind is no more able to comprehend what is the meaning of 283 billion years before. Only sound without meaning. In other words, it is ignorance. So where from the whole world begins, where the time, space or object, everything begins from I. And this I, where from everything begins, this I we don't know. If I is not there, there is no my wife. If I is not there, there is no my country. If I is not there, there is no my problem. So everything begins from this point, which is a center without a circumference. Get this point? Center with a circumference is a circle. But it is a center without circumference. Therefore, each one of us is this center. But we have created circles around us. Therefore, I versus you versus she versus he. And in the deep sleep, when our individual circles are dissolved, no more identity with the body, that time there are no others. Then there is but one absolute infinite bliss. See, friends. Therefore, Upeta Narayanam Adi Devam. Come back to this source that you are. Narayana is the beginning of the total creation, Adideva. Samukta Sangaihi Ishitopavargaha. He alone has ultimately given up all the attachment to the worldly things and gone back to his own source. It is only for this purpose we sleep. What is sleep? Sleep is going back, charging our battery and come back. And where from we get the energy? The energy we get is from our own source. And that energy is inexhaustible, infinite. See, friends. Now what is that reality? Kevala Anubhavananda Swarupaha Parameshwaraha Mayaya Antarhita Aishwaryamiyate Gunasargaya. Kevala Anubhavananda. Absolute, undivided, blissful experience. Our experience is of divided components. Experience of music. So music is an object, I am the experiencer and the experience. So all our experiences are divided into triputi, the three factors: knower, known and knowledge. But this experience is kevala, means where the differences on account of any criteria is absent. What are the three criteria? Three criteria are Jiva Jagat Ishvara, the soul, the God, and the world. These three factors create five differences. The difference between the Ishvara, the God, and the world, number one. Difference between Ishvara and the Jiva, number two. Difference between the Jiva and the world, three. Difference between the Jiva and the Jiva, four. Difference between the Ishvara, the Jagat and the Jagat, five. These five differences are totally absent. It is the homogeneous, undivided experience of our own presence. So here, experience and presence are not two. Where knowing is being is equal to experience. Anubhavananda Swarupa. See? Where knowing is not being, it is mind. I know this is a camera, but I am not a camera. Imagine if it is the other way around, whatever I know, I become. I know this is a donkey. I become a donkey. See? And because of this habit of knowing something as other than us, we are caught up and we also want to know the self as other than I. And then the questions come. One young boy asked me this question. Swamiji, have you seen God? So I looked at him and told him, why should I tell you? No, I want to know. I said, you may want to know anything. It is my choice. Why should I tell you? No. Similar question was asked by Vivekananda to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. I said, you may be Vivekananda, I am not Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. See? Why this question comes? Because everything we see, and therefore, have you seen God? See? It is something like, you ask the bulb, have you seen electricity? One bulb is asking to another bulb. Can the bulb and the light see electricity? Can never. In the light of the bulb, everything can be seen, but we cannot see electricity. In the same manner, sense organs can know everything else. They can't know their source called as the mind. Mind can feel everything, cannot know the intellect. Intellect can conceive everything. Intellect cannot conceive the self. It is not a concept, it is a fact. Concepts are subject to change. The truth is not subject to change. Therefore, Kevala Anubhavananda Swarupa Parameshwaraha. Now this absolute experience of our own presence, Mayaya Antarhitaihi Aishwaryam Iyate Gunasargaya. Now the same Paramatma, he has invoked his own potentiality and he got hidden as if behind this potentiality. And therefore, we start seeing so many things, the plurality. Now understand this, what is the meaning of God hiding behind his own potentiality? And because of this, how one can become many. Take a simple example. Man is one. Now, he is husband. So, the man is hidden behind the conditioning of wife is called as husband. Then the same man, he takes the conditioning of his father. Man is hidden and a son is born. Then the same man accepts the conditioning of his son. Again the man is hidden and a father is born. So out of one man, because of the three conditionings, three personalities are born, and who is miserable is never the man, but it is the husband who is miserable. It is the father who is miserable. It is the son who is miserable. And what are they? Are they real? Think. Just reflect on this. This is called a spiritual practice. Not the mechanical things, Mechanically, when we live, there is no charm left in life. Spiritual practice should never become mechanical, including meditation. It is not a drill. Say it properly. Don't think. Then what do we do? Are you are thinking, stop. It's not a drill. There was one soldier newly recruited, and the sergeant was giving training. Everybody standing, he is also standing, this new recruit. Left turn, right turn, about turn, and this boy was simply standing. And then he was noticed by the sergeant. He scolded him. Hey, why don't you turn when we give the orders? He said, you are confused, give the final order, I will turn once for all. We are so confused that man is never miserable and these fictitious personalities, the substratum of which is man, they are real. See, friends. Therefore, Kevala Anubhavananda Swarupa Parameshwaraha Mayaya Antarhitesha Ishwaryam Iyate Guna Sargaya. In association with the Prakriti, the same Paramatma has become Jiva Jagat Ishvara. Paramatma with the conditioning of the Panchakosha is called as Jiva. Paramatma with the conditioning of the Maya is called as Ishvara. Paramatma with the conditioning of the name and the form is called as the world, the Jagat. So it is the same Paramatma. But we are so much focused on the names and the forms and the differences, the common substratum is forgotten. We are so much influenced by the Panchakoshas that the reality as if hidden behind the Panchakosha is not seen. See, friends. Tasmat sarveshu bhuteshu dayam kurta savrudam asuram bhavamunmuccha yayatu shatyajokshajaha. Therefore, my dear friends, what is the spiritual practice? Sarveshu bhuteshu dayam kuruta. Be compassionate to everyone, because everyone is a mobile temple of God. See, when we see a temple top from a distance or a church, when we see that, what is reminded? That it is a temple of God. In the same manner, everything and being in this world is a mobile temple of God. Tasmat sarveshu bhuteshu dayam kurta savrudam. My dear friends, look upon the whole world as your own dears and nears. Love them. Don't condemn them. Then asuram bhavam unmuccha. Asura bhava is a materialistic lifestyle. Asura means those who are extremely extrovert, they are called as asura. Asusu ramante yete asuraha. Those who are extrovert, indulgent, they are called as asuras. The bhava unmuccha, giving up. Yaya tushati adokshajaha. Be very attentive. When I am happy by getting something, God is manifesting in me. When I am happy by giving something to somebody, God is manifesting in both the places. See? Let Him express in and around us. It is for this purpose, Yaya tushati adokshajaha. Tushte cha tatra kim alabhyam anantamadde kim tair gudam vyati karadihaye swasiddha dharmadaya kim anugunan cha kankshitena sarandusha charanayo upagayatam naha. He who has taken refuge at the feet of the divine, for him No achievement and failure in this world has any meaning. We neither want liberation because we don't accept we are in bondage. We don't have to go to the heavens because we are no more in the hell. We don't want anything because the ultimate is attained. Net result will be from that moment onward we will lead a desire-free life for time pass. Nothing to be gained, nothing to be lost. Thereafter life is lived through us. Like electricity expresses through the bulb. Now when the bulb is illuminating God's temple or the toilet, in both the cases, the light has no sin, no merit. In the same manner, the same reality is expressing in and through us. He who has come to discover all the struggles of his life, spiritual practice, going to the temple, doing lot of charity, studying the scriptures, doing meditation, everything erased. A completely clean slate where the absolute truth alone reflects in its full glory. And therefore, this has to be attained with all urgency because time left is very short. See, let us not procrastinate it. But for us, what can be done tomorrow? Why should we do it today? What can be done day after tomorrow? Why should we do it tomorrow? What can be done still later? Why bother and think about doing it? Let us procrastinate. Therefore, friends, let us take this opportunity to remind ourselves that enough of being extrovert and be tuned to your own essential self. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.